What up, fish people? Kenny E and the lovely Danny E here for another Sunday night of shenanigans. As y'all knew, we got our new boat. Overall, we enjoy it. It's a nice boat. Couple of bad lucks here and there, but we're getting them worked out. First time ever, I hooked a fish today and literally had it yanked out of my hand. So I lost my $120 rod today in reel. Was not happy about that. Must have had just enough, water on my fingers because I just grabbed a pop out of the ice chest and just as soon as I popped it, boom, just flew. Told my buddy, grab it, grab it, grab it. What are you doing, Danny?
Shutting the door.
So anyway, not a good start of the day, but we're doing good. So let me say the hellos. R.D. Youngbauer, first in tonight. Good to see you. Bill Meyer, welcome. Bigfoot, Mr. Dennis, hello. Sketty Nona, welcome. Fish Time with Lando. Don't think I've seen you before. Is it somebody we know that's changed their name or what? Or have you this your first time? Good to see you either way. Miss Carol Cox, always a pleasure. Fish
Ian.
and Shrimp by Rich, welcome. Bill Myers throwing poops. Carol's throwing poops.
I threw poop poop back. Poop 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 poop.
There's Mr. Ian, welcome. Brian with Peplin Creek Aquatics, welcome. Aquarium Domain, welcome. Byron Volman, how you doing, buddy? Cave of Wonders. Oh, she changed her name.
AKA Sage. Hi.
Welcome, Sage. Hope you're doing well. First time here. Okay. Good to see you, man.
Yeah. Hello.
Vinowski, Fish Koto. How are you, sir? Fishymon, Petsotics, welcome. So anyway, we've been busy on the boat the entire weekend. That's pretty much what we did. Last night was interesting. We were taking it out for a test drive, and we're down way downtown Portland with
Yeah.
the boat. And all of a sudden, Danny sees these two young. One was like 24, I think the other one was just under 30. Dudes on this sea dude looking thing. And anyway, they were trying to wave us down. She goes, I think they're trying to wave us down. So I go over there, and sure enough, they were. They had blew the motor on their thing. They're drifting in this Willamette River, which is pretty fast current. They had
Being
been
taken out to sea.
yeah, they were trying.
Literally.
I mean, you could just see they were trying to kick. They could not move. They were just two dead leg mother foes. Couldn't do anything at this point. So, can you help us? I mean, we're certainly not going to let you drown. I mean,
Yeah. And we'll tow you. Yes.
anyway, they were super nice family. A couple of Christian kids from the Ukraine. Really, just nice young men. So
Yes.
we had to tow them like 8 river miles to Oregon City. We wanted to be off the water by dark because this is our first time loading the boat. And anyway, to make a long story short, it's 7 o'clock. We started our adventure. We got them down to the other boat dock about 8:30, and then we headed on down as fast as we could to our boat ramp. We made it barely. I mean, it was getting dark when we got there, but luckily, the positive thing is that pontoon was the easiest boat I think I've ever loaded in my life. It's get the pontoon square on the little bunk, and it's just give it juice until it smacks the trailer. You're on.
Okay. But somebody said we named the boat. What was that? What was the
U.S. Kent.
Yeah, the USS Kenton.
I've heard some good ones today. I should find those and go through them.
I know. We're going to make a list of the best names for the boat and bring it up to you guys to vote on next week. I think that's exactly what we need to do. But, Ken couldn't hang on to his fishing pole. But, Peplin, thank you for offering. I can teach you how to fish if you need me to, bud.
Peplin, I am a very good fisher person.
How many fish did we catch today, Ken?
None. You rub it in.
But we weren't fishing for what was actually biting. The shads are what are biting. That's not really something that me and Ken fish for.
Going through my.
Victor Coco, hello. How are you?
Let's see here. Trying to find some of these.
Bewizzle the Degenerate, Fish Keeper. Hello, hello. Jimmy Peas.
What's up, Jimmy?
Night
Let's
Owl
see.
Aquatics. Hello.
What's going on, Night Owl Tampa Tom? You said hello to Victor Coco and Bewizzle.
Mm-hmm. I did.
Monster
Aren't you
Fish
proud
Pal.
of me?
Don't laugh at him. He's being totally on a line. Do not laugh at Peplin. I don't find it funny. So Miss Patty Petite Tanks told me I should name it Ironside. Ed, Mr. Ed Chattanooga Ed said we should name it Bunny Thrasher. Then Depths Unknown is the one that came up with U.S. Kensident.
But what should be cool about this little boat is we should be able to get into some places or up to some places where if we want to do some fish collecting, we could.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be kind of fun. Carry all the gear on the boat and scoop up some fish and put them in some coolers and with some aerators and see what we get.
So then last night, Danny and I, like I said, we had the first time we've had it. So we're putting our top down, and we forgot about the anchor thing on top. So we smacked that.
My bad.
Not
I
even
didn't know it was
12
back
hours older, and we break the anchor light off. So we already got a new one of those on order.
Yep. Just ordered it today. It'll be here tomorrow. Live and learn.
That's the pride of owning a boat. You got to tear shit up.
But yeah, everybody that's been on it's really enjoyed themselves. So, and I just got my little buddy a life jacket that my grandson can use and he can use, and so I'm excited about that. I can't wait to text his mama and tell her I got him a life
There's
jacket.
Kimberly Holtz. Sorry, we're a no-show on the meeting today, Kim. We had previous engagements with our friends, so we went ahead and missed the meeting in lieu of going boating and fishing.
Yeah, day 2. So, but yes, and we would like for you and Roland to join us one of these days.
Lady Diane's in the house. Good to see you, Miss Diane.
Vibes Aquatics. Hello, hello, hello. Victor Coco, have you become friends with a Coast Guard member? Well, interestingly enough, Kenny and I were going down into Portland, like you said, and we were going on the river that runs right through. And we get down, and all of a sudden, all these Coast Guard and, Marine Police, whatever, they start waving us over. And so they're like, if you're going to go down any further, you need to check in with the green and white boat. And we're like, oh, no, because this week in Portland is Fleet Week. So we have the naval ships coming in for our big Portland celebration, the Rose Parade.
And ironically, for some reason after Fleet Week, we have a surge in pregnancies. I don't understand it.
How do you know, Ken?
It was not that long ago I was a Marine,
No, just like 32 years ago. No, not long at all. I was looking for a first aid kit to put on the boat because Ken really has gashed himself up. Look, see what he did to his leg? And then show what you did to your arm, your hand and arm. Oh my gosh. So, and that's just all on the boat.
And I got to figure out what's cutting people because I don't want one of my grandkids
You know
getting
what?
it.
Nobody else has gotten cut, only Ken.
Something's going on.
So, yeah, ask the audience here what you think's going on with the rainbows.
Yeah, we think the little varmints that I put in this tank behind me have caused issues because all the other fish in the tank now are hanging at the top.
And in the corners.
So I'm really believing that these stupid green or the green tiger barbs are being jerks.
But we haven't seen them do anything.
We have not seen any bit of aggression.
I did the first night I noticed that I did a 80% water change. No change in their reaction, still up at the top, hanging up. The next, after 2 days after that water change, I did a big test on all the water parameters. Everything's perfect. I do not, and then took the temperature. Perfect. I don't know what it could possibly.
Oh shit! Hooked on fish had a seizure behind the whale. Ran up a gutter, landed between a fence and a tree. He's lucky but he has a brace on his neck and is being checked over. Wow.
Wow.
Well, prayers out to him. That's no fun.
Yeah.
That is no fun. What's up there, Richard Reynolds? Good to see you.
So Victor Coco says, watch those sharp middle edges on that boat trailer. It totally could be. We just don't know. So,
I doubt we'll do that. He wants to know if we're going to set up a fish tank on
the boat. No.
Well, I kind of do. I got 2 live wells.
Right. So anything we catch, we can plop in there and watch them swim around.
If there's something really cool I wanted for a tank, I could keep them alive till I got home.
Yes, this is true. But I wouldn't want it to slosh. Not that it would hurt the boat at all. I mean, what was nice is that when we were like full boring it out of back to the dock and everything, it blew all the little worm dirt that they'd gotten on the floor and everything else right off the boat. And I'm like, woohoo! Yes, Victor, we are planning on doing that. I don't know if we'll actually have a tent, but we're planning on setting up cots and sleeping out there. Cover ourselves in some bug spray.
There's also on the rivers that we use here, there's several like little islands that we can go out on and camp. But I just got to kind of do a daytime once over because I know a lot of the homeless have little dinghies and stuff just to make sure we're not going to be camping near a bunch of weirdo homeless people.
Not that they're all weirdos. I mean, I know some of them can't help but be out there, but I don't want to put myself in any danger at all. That would not be good.
Me and my little friend will be fine, but...
Shut up. So anyway, yeah, we are planning on doing an overnight excursion on the boat. We took out the dog for the first time yesterday on it, and she was a total trooper.
And as you can see, she's recovering from it all day weekend. Huh, Shiva? You've had a rough life? Shiva, what's the matter? Are you mad because you were on that boat all weekend? Huh? So we wore the dog completely out.
We wore Kenny out. So
yeah, I was just gonna take like a 10-minute cat nap, and 3 hours later, my wife's coming in. I think it's about time you get up. I thought I'd only been out like in a half hour or whatever. She goes, it's 5:15. I said, oh, maybe I should.
We'll live stream in 45 minutes. Hello. Jimmy P says, Danny going out in a boat with Kenny is putting yourself in danger. Well, No, now you have to understand. I went and I got my boater's license. I have not really driven a boat. So Ken today was patiently instructing me on how to drive this boat. And I gotta say, I completely sucked at it at first. Then I kind of got in the groove.
Yeah, it's a little bit of an issue when you're trolling and the wife decides to throw it in reverse when there's lines out. That's a rather scary deal.
Yeah.
But we got through it.
Yeah, but I saw a beaver while we were out there. So Ken was doing the members live stream from the boat this morning, and there was a beaver that we saw right next to the boat out there. And I haven't seen him up there in that section at all. So I don't know really what he was doing up there. We saw a raccoon down in there, and then we saw these giant cages that were as big as this room. They literally were as big as this room. And I didn't know what they were. They just looked like storage cases that maybe people would lock stuff up inside of. But it was a big cyclone fencing box with the giant poles in the corners and everything. And then a big opening at the center. And it was on this dock. And then our buddy Rick told us that they were sea lion cages. They
Traps.
traps. They capture the sea lions that come up. Now these things used to like totally destroy the docks down there because they're what would you say one of those
1,200
things?
pounds. A
Yeah, at
bull go
least.
1,200 pounds easy.
And
The
I mean,
other danger they are, if
yes,
you are somebody that wants to sleep on your boat, is they do
yeah,
like to hop on objects in the middle of the river at night. So
yes,
you have to worry about a 1,200-pound beast deciding he wants to make your home. It's they
coming up
try to
there.
they try to catch them, take them back to the ocean,
Yeah.
and I think they tag them somehow. When they get on their third tag, if they're habitual comer backers, I think they euthanize them.
Because they literally destroy people's like the houseboats and all that. So, and they're not very nice. They're horrible to fishermen. They'll eat your fish right off the line as you're reeling it in.
That's good advice, Victor. And so you know, this isn't our first boat. I had a smaller, but I've been fishing these rivers for years. I could almost guide these rivers, but like I said, I've two things. This is the bad arm. First off, I haven't. This is the first time I've been fishing since my injury, so I don't know if they had something to play with it too. But I lost grip when I hooked it, and I mean that pole flung out of my hand. But no, I know these rivers very well.
Yeah,
I've
he
been
used to
fishing
always
that
going
river
out.
for 15 years now, I think 16, 17 years.
20
Okay, 20, whatever. It's been a
at
while.
least. Lady Diane says that's enough weight to make a incident.
Peplin, the old boat is going to my son. They live about 2 miles from a beautiful lake over there in Pendleton, Oregon. So I'm going to let him continue the heritage of that boat, and him and his family go out and enjoy it. And
So this boat has the one that we're giving our son has always been in our garage, um, and so it's lasted. It's like in perfect condition. Might need a little bit of a. It could use some new carpeting, but I mean it's fine the way it is. It's not like all tore up or disintegrating or anything like that. It's just kind of worn in a little couple spots. So um, anyway, it's in excellent condition. But because the boat lasted so long, I mean, had that. How many years have you had that boat?
20 plus, 23, 24 years.
Yeah, a long time. Since
Fish
the
to
day
go
he bought it.
that I always target on the freshwater side is walleye is my favorite. Some walleye.
And then today, we'd love to get some footage of it where we can zoom in and everything. The eagles that are nesting along the river there were all over the place today. It was just eagle after eagle after eagle. some
And
herons and
she's referring to bald eagles too.
bald eagles. Yeah,
They were beautiful.
I love their scream as they're coming right over the top of the boat. And then we had a big giant osprey come down and try to get a fish out of the water right next to the boat. That was really cool.
What's up, Aqua Garden Zen, Aqua Garden Zen? We got Fantastic Freaks in the house. What's going on, Fantastic?
And Long Family Shoal.
What's up, Long Family?
And Byron, how are you?
So, Byron, did you and Miss Renee make it to the meeting up there today? I guess we had a real special German speaker that came in.
Said if you call it the SS Daniken, can you write it off on taxes as a business investment? We wish. Nathan Hovey says, Kenny, I'm jealous. I love fishing and haven't been in almost 2 years. I mostly go after largemouth bass being down here in Southwest Florida. I'm not a fan of saltwater being on me, so don't do much fishing in it. Yeah, I don't think we're going to take our saltwater. We could up like in Puget Sound or down at Tillamook Bay, but just rather not oxidize the boat. I mean, you have to really make sure it gets clean if you take it in there. That's a lot of work.
Not to mention the damage it does to your sumps and your live wells. And I've had to do that once before, but with this boat, I had to change out everything because we had went crabbing in it. And anyway, yeah, it was a mess.
Yep. But this week will be filled with catching up with water this week.
Yep, we've determined that during the week now we got to be very proactive on water changes so the weekend we can have fun on the boat. If we don't do our water changes during the week, then no boat for us. So we're using the boat as a reason to keep us motivated on getting our changes done early in the week.
Long Family Soul says, actually, you should do some PSA from the boat for tax benefits. Talk to your accountant. But we were so lucky because Kenny and I were able to do our own financing for the boat. And there were 3 people who had gone up to take delivery of the boat and had to cancel their boat purchases because they weren't able to get financed. I guess the banks are being real sticklers right now for that. So that was, everything went perfectly for Kenny and I to get this. It was like it was meant to be. And Ken's been waiting 10 years for a pontoon boat. He's literally been talking about it for 10 years. And he's just, stuck with this little tiny fishing boat. But it has so many good family memories on it.
And right now, the way things have been, I kind of miss my little boat because I never lost a rod on my little boat.
Well, my bad. I have to take the blame for there because I had purchased a couple of rod holders and I hadn't installed them on the boat yet.
The rod holder would not have helped me from setting the hook and having it yanked out of my hand. It would not have prevented it. So that was a little discouraging.
Whips World, hello.
But the positive thing, hey, Anthony, what's going on? DD, what's going on? But on a positive note, I mean, the thing is so stinking quiet. It's got power when we need it. And I mean, Danny and I filled it up yesterday, and I bet you we logged, what do you think, probably 15, 20 hours on that thing over the last couple of days?
What?
On the boat? Maybe
I don't know.
Anyway, I'm up and down the river, back and forth, downtown Portland, Oregon City, and we still just barely between a quarter and a half use. Or excuse me, a quarter to a 3/8, whatever. I mean, it just sucks the fuel like very little. Unless you're wide open, then it sucks it pretty quick. But
so Byron says we did. It was a pretty good presentation and a good auction. Orange laser Corey's. She says hi.
What's going on?
Nice. And Lady Diane, yes, they want us taking out our own loans on our own money, the jerks.
Well, we don't mind because the way it works out, Lady Diane, by the time we're done, we took it out on Danny's 401k, and when we're done, the loan cost us $50.
And any interest I pay is paying it towards mine. It all goes back into my 401k account. So I guess it's a better way. It's better than me to earn the interest than the bank. That is so true.
Jenna P, what's going on? Only
The king of
Oscars this June.
The king of DIY says, "Fun! So many lives tonight. Hi, how are you?" Lady Diane, I know, Kenny. We've done that several times.
Yep.
Very good.
Well, the rates right now are ridiculous. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm from the car business, and I've been out of the car world now, that side of things, for about 2 years, and I about vomited when they told me what the rate was going to be. I said, I don't think so.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. But
And the girl is sitting there trying to justify it to me. She's like, "Oh, but you know what? A lot of people have to pay 17 to 20%." I said, "Nah, listen, lady, you're not going to close me. 10%, you're not going to close me on paying 10%, anywhere near 10%. It ain't happening."
yeah, it's really. So I'm looking forward to setting up the 40 breeder tanks that we got downstairs because I got some of this really cool wood from Jason. I don't know if I've shown you guys this stuff, but isn't this stuff cool? It's very spooky looking. In fact, I want to at some point here. There's this one. Hang on while I grab it.
What's up, Rattletrap? Good to see you, man.
Okay. So tell me this piece is not brilliant for a spooky moon Halloween vampire crab tank. And I have a glow in the dark moon that I can put on the back of the tank. So when you have the lights on, you have the lights on, but then when you turn off the lights, the moon will glow behind it. And the moon's about this big. Can you imagine? This is going to be so exciting.
And maybe this will motivate her into getting going on our
Paludarium.
Paludarium build video again.
Yes, I got to get caught up on that. Dee Spinden. I love that piece of wood, Danny. But then again, I love wood. But yeah, I absolutely love these little pieces. There are these pieces that I get from Jason from Redfish Bluefish. They're just so cool pieces that'll just be fabulous in some tanks. I don't know down or if I should stick it in there and make it look like an underwater tree. I don't know. It's just so many possibilities. But he said this stuff doesn't float or doesn't sink really well. So I'll need to weigh it down with like a rock or a little piece of slate or something like that. So I'm excited to play with that. And
So I want to make sure we shout out our members too.
okay.
So I'm going to start at my longest tenured members tonight. So I have Mr. Peplet Creek Aquatics and Carol Cox. Both have been members for 27 months. Greatly appreciated, guys. Then it's Jay Olivers and Redfish Bluefish have been members for 26 months. My good buddy Jason with Depths Unknown has been a member for 23 months. Then we got Miss Petty Petite. Oh, hold on. Why are these? Why didn't they put them all? Okay. Patty Petite Tanks has been a member for 26 months. Lisa NJ, 27 months. My good friend S, who I haven't seen in ages, has been a member for 21 months. Stephen P. 2003, 18 months. Dee Dee's Fish Den, 17 months. Science Gals Fishing, 16 months. Melissa Jeswald, 14 months. Ginger Graves, 12 months. Maria Z, 9 months. Lonnie Looney Tunes, 9 months. Wendell Liquor, number 5, 10 months. Garden the Eater has been for 8 months. Chris Aquazone for 9 months. Alexander Englehart for 7 months. Susan Moore Guppies for 7 months. Bateson Genetics for 25 months. Stephanie Dominguez for 13 months. Faki's Fishes, 13 months. Chattanooga Ed for 26 months. Only Oscars for 13 months. Roland Holtz for 27 months. Ricky De La Hoyas, 5 months. 16 months for Alex Fish Tree. 24 months for Fish Room Fever. And then we have I Hate Stupid People for 27 months. Fantastic Freaks for 27 months. Aquatic Garden Zen for 1 month. We got Nathan Hovey for 4 months. Richard Reynolds for a month. And Craig's Catfish Caves for 4 months. And 3G for 2 months. Thank you all for your memberships. We greatly appreciate y'all.
Yes, and Peplin Creek just put up the link to Dee Dee's Fish Den. Let's get them to 500, please. Yep. Really, really close. Very, very close to 500.
And then if one of my mods could post a YouTube link for Select Pet, they are very close to their 1K. Last time I checked, I think he was like 22 away. He's another guy that's been around forever. Be nice to see old John get to his 1K. There's Lisa NJ. What's going on, Lisa?
Yeah. All right. Yay, yay.
Thank you, Peplin.
Thank you, Peplin. Very
There's
cool.
Melvin. What's going on, Melvin? But Danny is going to start working. We're going to get that first paludarium built and up. She's got her stand now, so we just got to figure out where exactly we want to put it. You don't have any more tank space in there. Oh, yeah, which requires me to lift that thing.
We need to have a help Kenny party.
Well, Bates and Genetics is done with the 2 135 stands. I plan to line something up for, but the problem is every weekend you got me booked solid. So what am I supposed to do it? Every weekend you're saying, okay, this weekend we're going here, here, and here. In order for me to do it, because I'm only off on the weekends.
Book a date and say, Danielle, we can't do anything. This is what's happening.
Just saying.
Dee Dee's Fin Den says, Lady D, I'm at 460 now. Thanks to everyone. I think I just saw 464.
I know you would, Pep. We've got people like Cora Works has volunteered. Ian's volunteered. There's been several of my buddies in there. They're just waiting for me to tell them when.
Okay.
Ryan with Net or PNW Aquas. Several people that said they would help.
Yes. Cool. Yeah. So we need to get that done.
I mean, I feel for them, and believe me, it's not going to be an easy task. One of what the tasks is, I got to take all of my Bricons and all the fish out of that 300, drain it completely. Danny's thinking we should take sand out as well. I think that's getting a little too crazy, but we got to put that 300 up on the stand.
You have to take the sand out.
And then my project that I promise you I will get done is I'm going to take my.
Rub it in, Ken. Rub it in.
I've got this beautiful sump that came with that 300 that's 8 feet long by about, what is that, probably 12 inches tall, and 18 inches wide that I think will make a magnificent shrimp tank, and I'm going to make a big old shrimp tank out of it. Don't know what line. I'm really thinking what I want to put in there are my Bloody Marys and let my Bloody Marys just go nuts under there. And it'll be a lower tank, so it should stay cool.
Peplin says catching Brycons. That should be fun.
Yeah, well, being that those guys are no longer little Brycons, they're like all
We're
of them
gonna
are.
have to get out a big old fishing net.
Yeah, they're all closing in on 10 to 12 inches every one of them now, and they can eat those things.
So Dee Dee's Fish Den. Remember though that this is a 300 and it's acrylic. It's not.
Yeah, it's not a glass. Now the 240, that one will be a challenge when we have to move it.
Dee Dee's Fish Den. I would eat them in a heartbeat.
Danny's not a fan of my Brycons.
I don't like the Brycons.
Then I'm going to break down my little experiment I've been doing downstairs. It's getting too creepy for me now, so I'm going to get it. What I did is I took a bunch of plants from different tanks and whatnot, and then I put a couple of little pieces of wood and whatnot in this tank, and I didn't do water changes, nothing to it for, it's going on what, 4 months now? Algae has grown and has gotten all this coolness in it. All of a sudden, I kid you not, I've got leeches this long in there. And I don't know where they came from. They've killed all my shrimp I had in there. And I told my wife I could take them out when we're cleaning it out and feed them. But then she's like, well, we don't know what kind. They could be gill leech. We don't know what kind of leeches they are. So
idea.
We're probably just going to eradicate them and not feed them. I mean, my first thought was I got tons of cichlids in this house. I'd give my cichlids a fine day, but she didn't agree with me on that idea. So
Only Oscars says, I think I'm going to put all the shrimp in 75 gallon. Getting rid of all the 10 gallons would be nice. Yep, that's the process Kenny and I are going through.
If everything goes as planned, I mean, it all starts when I get these guys over. We get what's going to happen when we get these stands in here is all of the big boy room is going to get cleared out. We're going to be able to yank the carpet, repaint the way we've been talking about for the last 5 years, and start the process. And then that room will become our cold water room. It's going to have all of our shrimp and any of our cold water species. I am going to probably condense some of my tanks because I would like to I've got a cold water cichlid tank that's got these beautiful gymnogeophagus that are getting absolutely drop dead gorgeous that are into 55 right now. I'd like to have the 55 to finish a project we have going with our plecos and put them in I want to give them a little bigger platform, and I'm thinking I'll put them in the tank with that the frontosa are in currently. Now, I'm probably going to have to redo that thinking as well because I don't think Danny and I are going to utilize this ginormous stand that is currently being used. Although I do have a spare wall downstairs once I move the 300, I could almost put the stand there with those two tanks, but I just don't know if that's what we want to do because it would make things cramped in that room, and it's in a spot where I'm guaranteed to put my knee through the tank or stub a toe or something like that, and limit the.
Well, he put the 300 in exactly that kind of a position.
And one night I went downstairs right after he put it down on there because he set the 300 on the floor. So I come around the corner and I go into the laundry room, which is down the hall and around the corner, and I literally tripped and went partially into the 300, and it was like I had bruises so bad. Like, great place for a tank, kid. Oh.
But we are going to start doing more to get our downsizing project done. Danny and I realistically, when we're done with our transition, would like to be down to about 40 tanks.
Yeah.
That would give us more manageable. We're getting a little older now where it's not quite as fun as it once was doing 80 something tanks. So, and we definitely want to get all the tiny tanks out of here. The 10
Yeah.
gallons, the 20 gallons. We might keep a couple of the 29s and 30s because they are a good platform. But other than that, I mean, I don't see us having anything less than that around. I mean, so I'm shooting for the goal of 30 to 40, and most realistically, it's probably going to be 50 to 60. But anything better than 85.
Lady Diane says, "Ah, a Danny dent, or a Danny dent." Yes, I was dented. Yep, that was fun. Not, but I didn't do it a second time. So anyway, yeah, getting all that done.
We had a question somewhere, and I missed it. Lando had a question. People in the chat are answering. Craig, I have heard that not, but the first batch of babies I will have. Oh, he just had babies of some sort.
Hi, Chattanooga Ed. Aw,
He gave you a
thank you.
super sticker. Can you see him?
I should be able to. Let me pull up over here. Do 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 do. It's like scrolling to the bottom. It's a unicorn. $1.49 super chat. It's a unicorn. Thank you, Ed. I like unicorns.
I'll leave that one alone.
Yeah, you should leave that one alone. This is a family channel, dear. Oh my gosh. Craziness.
Well, I hope your back's doing better, Ed.
Yeah.
Poor guy's been having issues this week. There's Stephen P. What's going on, Stephen? Hope you're having a good night as well.
All right.
Oh, yes. We'll give the Nico Ed.
I need to give Ed or Nico my Nico look-alike to Ed.
Me and my wife have decided we were going to ship it at one time, and now we're like, you know what? It'd be funnier when Ed finally makes it to Portland. We'll just send him home with it. That way, when he's visiting, if he stays the night here or something, he'll have his Nico here to keep him company while he's here.
Carol Cox, I love this. Family Oh my god.
Well, she's been a member for 27 months, so she kind of knows what we're about. Carol Cox, I got the privilege of meeting last year. She came to Fishtoberfest, so I was finally able to meet her. Unfortunately, I wish she would have came this year because now I'm not president and I could have actually spent time with everybody. I didn't get to spend Barbara Jackson was another one that came, and I got maybe combined with them both, maybe if I'm lucky, an hour.
Stephen P. Oh my goodness. Other than stepping on a nail, having it go through my shoe and into my foot, it's been a decent day.
Good Lord. Did you get a tetanus shot, Stephen? I hope so.
Yeah, Carol Cox, I've seen it all. We love you, Carol, so much.
Oh my goodness.
Now, I cannot remember. Did you tell everybody about meeting the Sasquatch people in?
Yes, we did that
Okay.
last week's stream.
All right. I wasn't sure if we did or not, but that was too funny of a story.
Now, Danny and I have to do another little project too. She noticed I thought the eggs were not viable.
My gosh!
We got wigglers. We got these monstrosity, an Oscar and a Vieja bred. And it is not a pretty sight. I mean, it is. I don't know if it's the Oscar did it or if it's the convict snuck in there and got his.
No, that was the Oscar and the Vieja. And now the anyone else near the eggs. The Oscar's been cowering in the corner, and I went over there. I went over there, and a whole bunch of the eggs were all fungusy. I'm like, good, they're all fungusing over. That's great. And then I noticed little wigglers, and I'm like, oh no.
So we're not going to allow them to.
Well, there's no way they're going to survive in that tank. They're going to get eaten. So.
I mean, one side of me wants to keep 2 of them or 3 of them just to see what they look like, because I think it's going to be a pretty ugly fish, honestly. I mean, I don't know how Mother Nature's going to work out an Oscar's mouth and that little Vieja mouth with the rounded head, and I don't know, man. But yeah, it's going to be they're pretty I can't believe they bred.
Yeah.
But
and who knows if they even survive past Wigglehood. New term, Wigglehood.
great for the spooky tank.
Yeah. Craig's catfish case says, do it, Kenny, just to see it. And only Oscar, save me 2 or 3. Oh my!
I suppose
goodness.
we could pull some just to see what they turn out to be, but
and do what with them?
I don't encourage them. You know I'm a purist. I don't believe in hybrids. I hate hybrids.
Craig's catfish cave says freaks are okay. I agree. You know, being a self-proclaimed freak. You know, I totally agree.
Lady RJ says it's gonna lip the take like a Fat Albert.
What was the guy that couldn't hardly talk? He's like, "Hey, Bob, you."
Yes, guys, if you could head over here and check out the ASE channel. That is something that a bunch of the buddies of mine, we do it every Friday night. Peplin's involved. We got Chattanooga Ed, Skipper's Aquariums. Occasionally we see Fantastic Freaks and Bentley Pascal. A little bit of everybody's involved with it. So we have a good time over there. Wigglehood.
Silver Creek Aquatics says, as a real freak, I agree with this message.
Oh my God.
Stephen White, hello. And Ian says, I like weird hybrids.
Well, you like weird. These are probably going to be as weird as you can get, man. I can't imagine it's going to be pretty.
Who knew? I told Ken they were looking like they were getting frisky together.
But they're again, a lot of these fish in this tank that sits behind me on the other side, I'm going to be revamping those tanks again. All of these South Americans, to the most part, are going to end up in the 300 downstairs. And I think up here is going to get back to my true love, which is African cichlids. I want to get Frontosa up here, and the other side, my peacocks and hops.
Thank you, Lisa NJ. Says Danny, he was known as Mushmouth. Yes, hey, Baba, Reba. He was my favorite character on Fat Albert. I loved that cartoon. It was such a good cartoon. Ian says, I don't know where I would keep them.
I haven't even checked on them today. Have you checked to see if they're still there? Danny?
The what?
Have you checked it all today to see if they're even still over there? I see
No, I
she's
have
still
not.
over there guarding like a...
I haven't
So
gone
I would
over
assume
there
there are.
looked.
I'm about to break her heart. I think I'm going to have to pull that rock just so she'll stop beating the hell out of everybody.
Silver Creek Aquatics says, I just recorded one of the fakest, is that a word? Most fake looking
Oh my
skies
God.
I've ever seen.
Thank you for the $9.99 super sticker. She said, our super chat. She says, send them to me. Anything with an Oscar involved, June's all over it.
All
June,
right,
I'll
better-
tell you what. I'll try to see if there's any left tonight. I will pull a few and at least get them to a size to get them to you. I mean, right now, me and Danny are like on a holding pattern. We're like, okay, I've never had an issue. We've always had great luck with the post office, but we had a bad week this week. We had 10 of our beautiful little longfins die that were going to Richard Reynolds. We're not sure what happened. I think the water got too hot because I had him dip them when they got to him, and he said the water was still almost 81 degrees. So they left here at 78, and we all know water cools rather quickly. And if they were 81 when they got to him, my guess is they had a very nasty hot. The other thing I did that I don't normally do, I was trying to be conscious of our environment, and I recycled some boxes that Peplin and Roxanne had sent to me that had that big green live fish sticker on the side. I've never used those while shipping, and the reason I don't is because I believe the jerky people that work for the post office see that and probably shake them, drop kick them, whatever. And I'm not 100% sure that some of that didn't happen. And then poor June, I sent her a big batch of plecos, and half of her shipment made it alive. And unfortunately, those fish in Sacramento for 24 hours. June was literally probably an hour and a half from there, and her fish perished because they were at Sacramento for an extended period of time. So right now we're kind of in the holding pattern. I mean, we don't need the money as much as I want to make sure my fish live. And some of the fish species we were selling, a lot of people, you can't justify overnight shipping because I mean, it's overnight and it's going to cost you, minimum probably 50, as much as 75, 80, sometimes $100. So it kind of takes the fun out of it. So we're kind of debating what we're going to go with next.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
I do believe, Craig, they do. People are jerks. They do. If you draw attention to that box, I know for a fact people. I've seen it hands on. When we were coming back from the Triple Crown, I watched a guy drop kick a fish box, which happened to be one of my good friends, Roland Holtz. Threw it up there, and we watched the box splash. And they would not allow that box to come up for us to inspect it and at least attempt to get good fresh water because we had bags in our carry-on where we could have fixed things, but no, they wouldn't do it. And I haven't flown that airline since. I won't make mention of the airline, but we'll never use them again because of that.
only Oscar says, I have paid more for shipping than the fish. It's worth it. Sketty Nona says, overnight doesn't work where I live, ever. Oh my goodness.
This is the first incident we've had. We've shipped many of those plecos, many other things. I just think I'm going to write it off as a bad week. I refunded everybody their money because, again, me and Danny, one, I work full time, so it's hard for me to get the time off to ship. But I got a small order going out tomorrow. Danny can handle that because it's only 3 fish. But sometimes it's difficult for me to get them off to folks because of my job. So I'm at that point in this fish thing. It's like, okay, do I go full time? Do I not go full time? And we just keep teetering. It's tough for us to give up the full time job money because it's guaranteed dough. Where the fish business, I don't have to tell you, gets slow in the summertime, great in the wintertime, but I mean,
I
even you
prefer
two.
the winter shipping just because you can add a heat pack. And I've got 72-hour heat packs here. So, that can keep them at a good temperature. And so that I prefer summer. If it gets left outside and it's hot out there, there's nothing you can do to cool it down. So,
We'll check into that, Dragon Lair. He says, Ship Your Reptiles has a subsidiary called Ship Your Fish.
oh,
There's a couple other things, too.
yeah, that Anthony's Fish Friends, that is what we do now. We did that with our fish coming back from the ACA.
We did that. He was stubborn and wanted to ship his stuff back. Or
Yeah.
not ship it, but put it in the
Cargo
ours
hold.
lived his and he didn't lose everything, but he lost a good portion of what was in that bag
Yeah.
or in that box.
3G. I can't order fish. The only thing getting delivered to my house is the bills. Boy, don't we know that. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
we're at the point now where I'm probably going to start selling we've got some of the banded gudgeons that are starting to get to the size where I would feel comfortable shipping in now. So we're going to be moving some of those this week. I've got a gentleman that's been on me since the day he heard I have them because Dan's fish is out of them. Nobody has them, and we're going to go ahead and start moving them out. Some of them are still smaller, but I do have probably 40 or so that are homing in on that size. And we got 2 more batches of eggs again. So problem is I have to go in there about every 4 days, scoop, go find another tag, scoop. I mean, these things, 2.5 years we had them, never once did they even think of breeding. Now it's like all of a sudden there's a love nest and they're having a good old time in there.
Byron, Roland, stubborn?
You know what? I would not want him to change for nothing. Roland's a good longtime friend. I love the guy to death.
Yeah.
Now, Danny and I got to see his. If you were in our, was that a live stream? Yeah, live stream
Yeah.
last week. We did a live stream from his temporary fish room he's building. He did get a bunch of cool plecos. Roland and I have similar tastes. He went and got a bunch of the opal spots as well, and then he got super yellows, super whites, and L174s. So
That's nice, Dragon Lair. Says, I know every reptile shipped through Ship Your Reptiles I've gotten was in tip-top shape and arrived in record time. Nice. Yep, so.
well, I for sure will be sticking with the job thing till this boat's paid off now. I won't even think about a change at this point.
Yeah. That'll
Unless
be
I
4
get
years.
something that I can work like 4 days a week and make the money I'm making now. But which I think down the road, if I talk to my current employer and said, listen, here's my dilemma. I need to be off on Mondays because of shipping. I think because majority my is to be the estimator. I estimate every person that comes through there for body shop estimates. So we only estimate Tuesdays through Thursdays. So I think that down the road, take a little bit of a pay cut, give up 1 day a week to them where I am allowed to do what I need to do. I think he would be game for it.
So Chattanooga says, Lady Diane, I just checked. It's 82 right now. It's supposed to get down to 72 tonight for the low. So those are some nice temperatures.
Danny and I, we've never used ponds for fish. We normally use our ponds that we set up strictly for mosquito larvae, daphnia, and scuds. That is
Yeah,
our
because you
idea.
wouldn't believe what it shows up in those.
But the only issue we have found this year is Shiva loves pond water.
Yeah, I
keep
cannot
having to-
keep her out of the pond.
I mean, she has strained every one of them down, and I'm like, God Almighty. The only pond that has kept water is the one out front, and I have gotten a lot of goodness out of it. The pea puffers are hilarious. They absolutely love the mosquito larva.
Kenneth,
What?
1 minute.
What?
I knew you were absolutely clueless on time.
I wonder if let's. All right, guys, we're gonna head over to Griff's as always. Want to thank each and every one of you for taking the time to hang out with us tonight.
Thank you
Appreciate-
so much, you guys.
Appreciate all the super chatters and the members. You guys help keep us financed. We love that. And then we replay and lurkers. Thank you, and of course all my moderators appreciate everything you do for us. Place next week. Hopefully, Danny and I at some point when we're doing water changes downstairs this week because we got to stay disciplined. I will get her to do segment 2 of her paludarium build because I spent a lot of money on them and I want to see them built. And then when we're done with that, when we're done with that, maybe I can get her to start doing another video on her beautiful garden cubes I bought over a year ago for her to. I already told her if she don't use those, I am going to take and seize them and start putting shrimp displays upstairs with them. So we have not one shrimp tank upstairs.
This is true. We
I take that back. I got Peplin and Roxanne's Blue Dreams in with these guys now.
Yep, they're doing good in there.
Oh yeah, matter of fact, here. Speaking of which, I can't reach. Okay, and we're in Griff's time. Gotta stay on task. Y'all have a good one. As always, love your fish. Thank you very much. We'll see you next week.
Bye. Thank you.